Howdy everybody, welcome back to another episode on the channel. We are back, and today we're going to be doing another content video on The Sims 3, because I felt like we sort of need to wrap up the trilogy. I've done The Sims 1, The Sims 2, now we're on to The Sims 3. Now, The Sims 3 does not have nearly as much content as Sims 1 and 2, but I felt like covering it anyway, as there is some pretty interesting stuff in this game and some early versions of some characters from Sunset Valley as well. So I felt like it'd be pretty interesting to cover. There's some cut hairstyles, some cut buildings, the original design of Sunset Valley. Yeah, there was going to be a clothing store in the game, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it does have a bit of content here going on. So I felt it's worth covering for a video, to wrap it up, pretty much, So yeah, I think I might try and look into some other content as well, because this stuff really interests me. And I might look into some other Sims games and see if there's other content in that as well. See what I can find. See if I can find any stuff that I haven't, shown here before. But yeah, it's just really interesting here to see sort of early versions, especially early versions of Sunset Valley, and what it looks like before they had fully gone with the design that would be used in the final game, and these original versions of these characters and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of these images are from like 2008, because Sims 3 came out in 2009. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. Oh yeah. Alright, so getting started, we have some pre-release UI pictures here from like really early into the game. Here's some of those pictures here. And what's kind of interesting about this is some of these images are still kind of shown in the strategy guide for the game, which I own physically. I own the physical strategy guide for Sims 3. And some of these pre-release images are in that for some reason. I guess I don't know when the strategy guide came out, whether it came out the same time as the game, but yeah, they have some of those pre-released images in the strategy guide as well. And what's kind of interesting here is we actually have an early version of two of the characters from Sunset Valley here in this image. And it is of Aaron Kennedy and VJ Alvey. So this is very early into the game, as you can see, and this is an early version of Aaron Kennedy here. She's still got the same lifetime wish or aspiration there to be, I think it's astronaut. I think that's the lifetime wish, and she's got pretty much the same outfit. I think it's a little bit modified in the regular game, but her hair is different as well. But you can definitely tell it's meant to be Aaron Kennedy. We also have like a really early version of, I guess, Create a Sim here, really dumbed down and really basic here. And you can see one thing I found pretty interesting was the archetypes section, where it has some of the traits in the game, and they don't have any icons or anything like that. But you can see evil, inappropriate, angler, mooch, and brave and workaholic and all these others. But there's no icons for them. But yeah, it's a very, very simplistic early version of Create a Sim. Now, this next image kind of confuses me, because I'm not really sure what it's supposed to be. So you can see this picture here, and it's kind of weird. It's got like pictures of some Sims 2 Sims, and there's like a world section where you can like select a new game, and there's different worlds there from The Sims 2 or something. I don't know what this is. This kind of confuses me. I'm kind of an idiot, but I don't even know what this is. I don't know what this is supposed to be here. Like the world in the background, like the background image, kind of looks like Sunset Valley, but it isn't. It is not Sunset Valley. The houses don't fully line up. I think it's like a really early version of Sunset Valley, though. Speaking of an early Sunset Valley, here it is. Another picture here of early Sunset Valley. And the layout is kind of different. It is kind of different here. I think the hospital is in a different location. The diners, the science place is definitely in a different location. Yeah, everything's just being kind of like put in different locations here. And they kind of changed it all around when the game came out. But yeah, this is very early Sunset Valley. All the buildings are in the wrong locations from how they are in the final game. But it's really interesting here to see what they did with the town originally and what they ultimately cut out and changed for the final game. Also, adding on to that, I'm pretty sure that Sunset Valley was not even called Sunset Valley until pretty late in development. I'm pretty sure it was called Pleasant Valley. The lack of creativity, oh my goodness. But hey, at least they changed it to Sunset Valley. Now, the next image we have is from a behind-the-scenes video. And this right here shows, once again, Sunset Valley. And this area of the map is actually in the final game, but they changed the houses a little bit. So this area here that you're looking at is the area near the beach where Claire Ursine and the, what are they called? The Frio brothers live as well, along with, what's their name? I forgot their name, the two other people. Dang, the cop and the other lady, I'll put them up on screen. They also live around there. So yeah, as you can see, they changed it a little bit around here, and the houses look slightly different. I think the roofs look a little bit different, and also the two characters we're seeing here on the sidebar, I think are supposed to be those characters that I forget the names of. I think it's supposed to be early versions of them. I can't fully tell, but the lady looks pretty similar to how she looks in the final game, so I think that is meant to be the same character. So next we have some cut traits from the game, or cut. We have boring, conversationalist, crybaby, gloomy, good at massages. What the hell? And greedy. Next up, we have some of the original designs here. So this is the original Sims 3 logo right here, an early version of the Sims 3 logo. I've probably already mentioned this in a previous video, but I'm going to mention it here again since this is the Sims 3 video. And yeah, as you can see, it looks pretty different from how it looks in the final game. And we have some cut hairstyles from the game. Here's the first one, and here's the second. So yeah, this is from 2008. These two pictures are taken, and neither of these hairstyles are in the game. These are cut hairstyles. There was also a clothing store that was meant to be in the game. Here's a picture of that. That never got into the game. They never did a clothing store, which it probably would have just been a rabbit hole, presumably, just like the other stores in the game. But yeah, there's no clothing store in the game. There's also some unused building shells here of a town hall and a big sort of city tower, which is in place of the, what's it called? The Dupe Tower or whatever it's called in The Sims 3. But yeah, that was where the journalism and business careers are. But yeah, that is some of the cut content from The Sims 3. It doesn't have as much as The Sims 1 and 2, where they had quite a bit. But I felt like covering it anyway to sort of wrap up the trilogy, of The Sims 1, 2, and 3. Since I've already done The Sims 1 and 2, I may as well do 3. So, yeah, I'll see y'all on the next one. Goodbye.